Hello, good afternoon, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar here. And my name is Matt Falk. I'm the founder and CEO of eZ-Xpo. Today, we have a really exciting presentation, and this is one of the most critical, I think, components that really have been helping many organizations to thrive from this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the topic of today's presentation is called Private Xpo Network, the ultimate secret weapon for your industry. And so let me just, before I jump into the presentation, and let me just update everyone on what's happening in the marketplace. Now, this is a latest report from IDC this year, I think back in about 2 months ago, and obviously COVID-19 has accelerated digital transformation beyond anyone's imagination. So, and this is really the bottom line, right? Digital infrastructures is really becomes one of the mission critical components, and you gotta have it, right? So all the other stuff as well, digital transformation becomes a top priority. Now here's an interesting information here, like some of these technologies that companies wish they have deployed before the crisis, right? Like the collaboration tools, right? So our platform is one of the core collaboration tools, and for most companies that you can do virtual expo, virtual training, and virtual job fair. And obviously cloud-based application as well. So all these I can go on forever, right? But this is really the key. Now, just kind of give you a brief summary of leading market analysts in this virtual event marketplace. So I have been honored to have a good interview with the senior market analyst at that market research, and they basically confirm that all these are happening in an explosive way. Interactive events is one thing that is happening right now. I mean, you get obviously Zoom and many other video conferencing doing like a 1 to 2 hours events, and maybe piggyback with some media pages and so forth. The one that actually they call virtual hub is quite similar to the virtual collaborative network or Private Xpo network that we have. One thing is clear to them is that our private network can help promote other events. We call the Netflix model for trade show and conferences. So the key takeaway is that the virtual collaborative network is the next killer apps. I will go through next couple of slides and what that means to you as a company and how you should prepare for it. So this is another market research reports basically shows that 82% of companies are adopting hybrid model, which is basically both in-person and virtual. And then over about 17% or almost 20% are going 100% virtual as well. And obviously, some of the companies are in the global geographic regions. Definitely virtual would be a no-brainer solution. Now, let me just take it back on the original problem or premise that we are trying to solve here, or everyone is trying to solve here. I mean, obviously, you get the traditional model, which is the in-person. Now they're moving away from the traditional and add on the virtual component with the the hybrid model. and you're still facing the similar challenges, is that still lacking the return on investments, and there's no ongoing collaboration or engagement with all the stakeholders, and they're still facing, we call the disconnected silo effect. This is how we are uniquely positioned in the marketplace. Like I mentioned earlier in many presentation, that eZ-Xpo is the only virtual event platform that actually help company to build out your virtual business network ecosystem that will ultimately help you to build your network effects, boost your SEO, and also provide the network effect, ultimately create increased search engine optimization and help you save more money in terms of less money expenses on online advertising, recruiting, and training. So how do we do that? Our basic model is really about providing an ongoing collaboration network ecosystem. Now, so we really feel that the whole event economy needs a new platform strategy. The left side is the old model, which is the one-off effect events. The new model that we are helping or promoting or educating many of our customers is the ongoing network, just like the Netflix model for trade show and conferences. By doing that, you are accumulating, we call the event equity accumulator, right, or accumulations. So that changes everything, because now the one-off transaction becomes a subscription model, and the marketing mentality that you used to have one-time campaign becomes a customer lifetime value, and all the rest becomes a recurring or repeatable activities and events that ultimately to help you to generate, we call the accumulator or the event equity accumulator index. And one note I want to point out here is that this the last piece is that this right here, the culture factor, is a big one. Ultimately, you're going to have a more collaborative mindset to help you to build out multiple networks, multiple stakeholders. So the big question is, how do you unlock the power of, we call the virtual network equity accumulator or accumulations? All the pieces that you do every day, or many companies are already doing every day, but the big problem that they have is that they are not accumulating those events or those sessions. Once it's done, it's off, right? That's what on one-off events. All the events that they've been doing or you've been doing, whether it's Zoom meeting or virtual conference or virtual expo, you are not accumulating all these key components, you know, whether it's a content or traffic and so forth. Once it's done, it's gone. Maybe only going to be lasting for a couple of months. You're not going to sustain it because you don't have the virtual Private Xpo Network has a backbone to back it up. So what we are saying is that, in other words, is that by unlocking the power of virtual network equity accumulators, you really have to build out your virtual Private Xpo networks. Start with one first, and then you can build on second and third. Ultimately, you are building the content for each one, the traffic and leads, and then ultimately your SEO, search engine optimization, and the network effects. And this is really the key. We're not talking about just real-time events like the Zoom meeting or webinar. We're also including any sessions that is on demand as well. So this is really about accumulating everything that you do on the network. Now, the more you do that, you're going to increase your ultimate factor, exponentially. And that's really the key. This is really the big picture. So how do we do that? Our solution is that we provide, we call the Private Xpo Network, similar to this, that this is like the Netflix model for trade show and conferences, so that you can create one virtual expo, and then you can have 2 and 3. This can be an expo, it could be a training, it could be a job fair, and then you can replicate that model for other local chapters, or other, if this is a Fortune 5000, you can actually replicate that for other divisions and so forth. By doing that, you are creating a virtual network ecosystem to take away all the frictions across multiple organizations. So here are some of the unique features that we already deployed inside the system, our platform. We have the AI chatbot in every expo and every virtual booth. You can actually, we partner with Google AI, so you can actually you can create a virtual AI chatbots inside the booth, and providing not only for virtual trade show, but also for training, for job fair. And then the other pieces that we already provided a lobby session track that we can integrate with any webinars. It can be a Zoom, it could be a WebEx, you can be a GoToWebinar or Microsoft Teams or Google Meet. All webinars. So the beauty of this is that not only we can help you to leverage your IT resources, but actually to enhance the engagement between multiple companies and multiple sponsors. So all this will help boost your bottom line for ROI, collaboration, and traffic and leads. With respect to Private Xpo Network Exchange, we have at least 7 Private Xpo Network exchanges already installed with multiple stakeholders and companies. Here are some examples for healthcare. We have one for Expo, one for job fair, and many others. The beauty of this is that this is a great blueprint for other companies to join forces, so that we can cut out all the frictions between organizations for collaboration. Same thing for this. And then for the local business, for the food business, we can actually, this is a great example, especially in today's pandemic. We can help many local business to add on the virtual component. Could be a virtual urban farming and so forth. And same thing applies to Wedding Expo. You can do that. You can actually join forces with the local chambers and many others. Here are the 4 key use cases. Obviously, the Expo, that's pretty obvious. The other piece is training. It could be mentoring, coaching, and then the job fair. And then the last piece is the contest. This is one area that you can help nonprofits for fundraising. It could be any contest. It could be for kids. It could be for startups. Right now we're doing a virtual demo day, so the panel judges can actually go in and actually vote on the company for the highest ratings and so forth. So the key takeaway is that Private Xpo Network is the ultimate secret weapon. We're not just helping organizations to do virtual event, and that would be a good start, or virtual expo, but ultimately we want to help you to dominate your niche by providing better traffic, higher traffic, more leads, and higher network effects and search engine optimizations. If you want to learn more about how you can leverage our platform to dominate your niche for your industries, feel free to go to eZ-Xpo.com and book a meeting. We'll be excited to talk to you more and how we can help you to build out your Private Xpo Network ecosystem and dominate your niche. Thank you.